My name is Taylor Bryant, and I'm a speech language pathologist here at Emerge. And today I'm going to talk with you about siblings that are typically abled of children with developmental disabilities. Sibling relationships are complex amongst typically developing siblings, and so when you add in a developmental disability, it also further complicates a sibling relationship because often there are questions that a child that is typically abled might have about their sibling. There are secret worries that a child who's typically abled might have about their sibling. Many times there's a need for respite. Many times there's a need for just some alone time or some time one-on-one with parents when a lot of moments of care are needed throughout the day focused on their sibling. So today I wanted to talk about and share some resources for those typically abled siblings of children with developmental disabilities, because frequently at Emerge we get to consult with parents about children needing support, what support those might be, but we don't always get to talk about their siblings. So today I just wanted to share some resources for anyone who is having concerns about how do I discuss my child's disability with my typically able child, and where can I find resources and what those resources might even be. So the experts have been saying that I've consulted that the most important thing when discussing a sibling's disability with a typically abled child is to consider your typically abled child's age and developmental stage. So some information is appropriate to share with an elementary schooler that may not be appropriate to share with a toddler or preschooler. Some information is appropriate to share with a high schooler that is not appropriate to share with an elementary schooler. Some information is appropriate to share with an adult sibling that is not appropriate to share with a high schooler or a middle school student. So think very critically about what your typically able child is able to understand, what their specific worries might be at that point in time, and what can be saved as a discussion for later. Just to give you an example, some things that come up with elementary schoolers often include what is the name of the developmental disability their sibling has. So if it's an autism spectrum disorder, you may want to be able to give a label of that to them. You may want to give your child the label of ADHD or selective mutism so that they do have some awareness about what that there is a disability in their sibling and what the name for it might be. Your explanation of the symptoms doesn't need to be, or just different qualities, doesn't need to be extremely complex. It doesn't need to be as in-depth as you would share with an adult. But sometimes it gives children who are noticing things about their sibling and noticing differences in expectations or differences in the way their sibling has to go about their life than they do, it gives them a frame of mind in which to look into that. Something else you might want to consider is discussing, whether your child's disability is considered progressive or not. So you might want to let your younger child know that no, this disability is not one that gets worse. In fact, we think, going to therapy is something that's going to help your brother or sister get a lot of skills that they need and to feel more comfortable in their body or something along those lines. So we want to kind of address age appropriate worries as they come along. What would not be appropriate to discuss with an early elementary school student might be, that they will eventually have to financially support their sibling one day. That is finances in the future and living arrangements for your child in the future it's a worry for most parents who have a child with developmental disabilities because they can't see into the future. They don't know, how independently their child will be functioning at that point. And it's even more abstract for a young child. So that discussion is better saved till later in your typically abled child's development. Such as in late high school adulthood. You may also want to consider consulting some books written for siblings or written by siblings. Kate Strom has written a book about being a sibling, as well as Rachel Simon. The book Riding the Bus with My Sister became pretty famous after Rachel Simon spent a year riding buses with her adult sister. And both of those address some of the sibling worries that siblings have on behalf of their siblings with developmental disabilities, things that are outside their control, such as the treatment of their sibling by their peers, things like that. So those might be good to help you develop awareness as a parent of what might be on your typically abled child's heart when considering their brother or sister. Some resources available to siblings include Sib shops. Chapel Hill has a Sib shop support group being run on Saturdays. I think it's one Saturday a month for a certain age range, and it's led by Marian Kavlowski through the Chapel Hill Parks and Rec Department. It is not just labeled or just restricted to residents of Chapel Hill. So you may want to look into that if you're thinking that maybe a support group where games and fun are the focus, as well as some time away from their sibling, and some time for discussion if need be. Those supports are available in our community right now over Zoom. Also, you might want to consider what needs is your child expressing. A friend that I got to know during my time at Emerge had a younger brother who felt he was really missing out on guidance of an older brother. And so his mom had the idea to set him up with a big brother through the Big Brother program. So that's meant a lot to this sibling that I got to come to know, and they also were able to participate in that program as a big brother later on down the line. You may also want to look into individual activities for your child. There are some scholarships available, such as through Siblings of Autism, addressed specifically for siblings, because it's a well-known fact that many times families of a child with disabilities have to use their financial resources to go towards treatment for that child or educational supports for that child. And sometimes these finances are diverted away from other potential opportunities for other kids in the family. So If you have a summer camp or something, an educational opportunity that you feel would really benefit your typically able child, seek out those kinds of opportunities. It means so much to me to be able to work with families such as yours, and thank you so much for joining me for this chat. Feel free to contact me with any questions you may have, and I can help you sort of navigate the process of looking for resources and different supports for your child. Thanks again.